Hello everyone. In today's discussion, we shall study some important aspects of electrolysis. So let's start with certain important terms like what is electrolysis, what are electrolyte. So first, what is electrolysis? Electrolysis is decomposition of an electrolyte. Okay, what is electrolysis? Decomposition of what? An electrolyte. In which state? Aqueous or molten state. When electric current is passed through it is known as electrolysis. Then what are electrolytes? Electrolytes are chemical compound which in aqueous or molten state conduct electricity are known as electrolytes. Electrolytes may be strong or weak, that later we will study. First we should finish all the definition. So as you can see the figure, so here first we will discuss what is electrolytic cell. Here tank is mentioned. So what is electrolytic cell or voltmeter? The vessel in which electrolysis is carried out is known as electrolytic cell or voltmeter. It is non-conducting vessels containing electrolyte. Non-conducting vessels means maybe glass vessel or silica. Okay, so this is clear. What is electrolytic cell are known as voltmeter also. Next you should know what are electrodes. Okay, two type of electrodes are there. So what are electrodes? The terminal through which electric current enters and leaves the electrolyte are known as electrodes. The electrode which is connected to the negative terminal of the battery is known as cathode. As you can see here, negative terminal, this is known as cathode, and the one which is connected to the positive terminal is known as anode. One thing more, electrodes are metal plates or wire, or graphite rods, or gas carbon rods. Okay, clear this one? While choosing the electrode material, one should ensure that it does not react either with the electrolyte or with the product liberated at the electrode. That is why mostly inert electrodes are selected. Okay, so this is clear now. What are electrodes? Then what you should know, two terms, dissociation and ionization. Okay, what is dissociation and what is ionization? Dissociation means separation of ions which are already present, as in the case of ionic compound. Okay, ionic compounds are aggregate of ions. They are held together by very strong electrostatic forces. So under the influence of heat or due to polar nature of water, they separate, ions becomes free. Okay, so this process will be known as what? Dissociation. Okay, and what is ionization? Ionization means formation of ion like polar covalent compound, ammonia, hydrogen chloride. Hydrogen chloride in the gaseous state or in the pure liquid state is unionized, and it will not conduct electricity. When it will conduct electricity? When it dissolve in water. Why? Because it will ionize in water to form hydronium ion and chloride ion. So this process of formation of ion will be known as ionization. So now it is clear what is dissociation, separation of ion. Ionic compound will undergo dissociation. And what is ionization? Formation of ion. Formation of ion from the molecule, okay, is known as ionization. Like polar covalent compound, other examples are there, short we will discuss, that is polar covalent compound. Okay, no confusion here. Then one thing more, that is what is the difference between conductivity of metallic rod or electrolyte. Okay, so that we will compare. This is also important. So here we will take copper metal, good conductor, and then we will take electrolyte, that is copper sulfate, aqueous copper sulfate we will take, and then we will compare what is the difference between the conductivity. So first we will see metal, how metals conduct electricity with the help of free electron, whereas electrolyte conduct electricity with the help of free ions. Okay, this point very easy, I think. Then no decomposition of metal will take place. When metal conduct electricity, there will be no decomposition. Okay, chemical properties of metal will remain same. But what happens in electrolyte? Always decomposition of electrolytic solution will take place. So chemical properties of electrolyte are changed. This is also another difference. Then another difference, in which state metal conduct electricity, in solid state or even in molten state also they conduct electricity, whereas electrolyte do not conduct electricity in solid state. They conduct electricity only in which state? Aqueous or molten state only they will conduct. So electrolytes may be strong electrolytes or weak electrolytes. So we will study now what are strong electrolyte, weak electrolyte and non-electrolyte. Strong electrolyte in aqueous or molten state almost completely dissociated or ionized and are very good conductor of electricity. Whereas weak electrolyte in fused or in aqueous state, they partially dissociated or ionized and they are bad conductor of electricity. Okay, that is why they are known as weak electrolyte. So first this only, strength of electrolyte depends upon degree of ionization or dissociation. So strong electrolytes are almost completely dissociated in fused or aqueous state. So it contains only ions, almost only ions contain. If it is asked what they contain, you will write only ions, whereas weak electrolytes are partially dissociated in fused or aqueous state, so they contain what? Ions as well as molecule. Then example, also learn all these examples. They're very simple, like example of a strong electrolyte. All strong acids are a strong electrolyte because they ionizes completely. That already we had studied in acid base chapter. So all strong acid like hydrochloric acid, sulfuric acid, nitric acid, example of strong electrolyte. Same way base, strong alkalis like sodium hydroxide and potassium hydroxide, they are strong electrolyte. Then salt, which salts are strong electrolytes? Chloride salt, bromide salt, sulfate salt, nitrate salts, they are example of strong electrolyte. And then what are example of weak electrolyte? Acids. Which acid? Mineral acid में only carbonic acid. Then rest of the organic acid, they are example of weak electrolyte. And weak bases, which are weak bases? Ammonium hydroxide, calcium hydroxide, magnesium hydroxide, they are weak electrolyte. Then salts, which salts? Carbonate salts, acetate salts, they are example of weak electrolyte. Okay, so I hope it is clear. This is also very important, especially composition. You should remember that electrolyte, strong electrolyte contains ions only, weak electrolyte contains ions and molecules, and non-electrolyte also you should know. What are non-electrolyte? They do not conduct electricity in any state, either in molten or aqueous state. As they do not contain ions, they consist of only molecules. So all these definition with example, like non-electrolytes. Which are non-electrolytes? Like kerosene, distilled water, carbon tetrachloride, so many organic compounds, they are example of non-electrolyte.